Hi everyone. It's been a while. My name is Audrey. Welcome to my live stream. This is my studio. Hi Linda. Thank you for catching the replay tomorrow. Don't worry about not showing up tonight. You're always so sweet to let me know when you're not able to. I really appreciate it. But yeah, when your family's home, you should definitely be hanging out with them. So yeah, I just want to share a little bit of news before I start painting. I will be painting with watercolors today, but yeah, so I had to cancel my live stream last week, and I'm actually going to be not going live next Monday either because our cat Aslan got really, really sick a couple weeks ago. He got diagnosed with cancer. Well, it was a couple, well, yeah, well, we're not still 100% that it is cancer, but yeah. So anyway, it's kind of a long story, and I'm not going to share all of that here, but basically we had to make the really, really hard decision to say goodbye for the final time. And we're going to be doing that next Monday. So hopefully he'll, be able to stick through the Thanksgiving weekend. We were hoping that he would be able to be with us through Christmas, but it's just not looking good. So yeah, yeah. So I didn't want to do the final goodbye and then have to, go on the live stream again. So yeah. Yeah, Aslan definitely, if you go to some of my older videos that have to do with cats or anything like that, he pops up everywhere in my videos. And he's even popped up in some of the live streams, especially during the 100-day project last year. So check that out. But yeah, he means a lot to me, and I'm sure there will be another video where I kind of pay tribute and all that kind of stuff. But that's kind of where I am with him. We're definitely, my husband and I are definitely going through all the feels and the whole grieving process as well. So it's been really, really difficult for us. But I do have to say that, looking forward to painting or creating or just having some time to reflect has been really, really good. So I am looking forward to, yeah, just painting tonight. It's, yeah, it'll be good. So tonight I just wanted to kind of keep it easy and paint some pine trees, and just in anticipation for winter. And by the way, if you want to check out, I have a playlist of what to paint in winter too. So yeah, please check that out. Yeah, I'm gonna bring back my sketchbook that I've been using. I actually haven't been painting in this sketchbook in a while. So the last thing that I did here was a tea illustrations, which I still really like. But yeah, let's go on to the next page. Let me see, so let me zoom in here. Okay, hello. So yeah, let's just paint some pine trees, just something easy where I don't really have to think about what to paint because I'm pretty tired. I think if any of you have been through grief or, just loss, or any of you that just feel immensely and deeply, I think you all know how tiring it can be. I didn't know how tiring it can be, but I think for the first time, during the pandemic, I went through my own kind of grief, and I was not prepared for just how difficult it is. And I think someone like me, and I'm sure some of you are probably like this too, but I don't like hard feelings. I don't like to be sad. I'm usually a very optimistic person, and so I don't, I don't like it. But But my husband is very in touch with his feelings and is very kind and gentle and compassionate. And he's been really helping me like take this process slow and not like just rush it. And really like treasure every moment with Aslan, and even just finding like meaningful ways to remember him, yeah, has been good. Hi Sherry. I know, thank you, thank you. He is really beautiful. He's really handsome. Yeah, I agree. He's been very good. Oh, and of course, like none of my clips are here. Oh wait, I found a clip. Yeah, and I know some of you have also, like, you know, lost a pet, or, you know, you've had to say goodbye to your loved one. So I know what I'm feeling is, you know, something that a lot of people can relate to. So I know I'm not alone, and in a weird way, like I'm thankful for that, because sometimes when you're kind of like going through all the feels, you feel very alone, and I think it's good to know that other people have gone through it, and yeah. Anyway, I wanted to just like paint some easy, like kind of loose style pine trees, kind of like in the way that I normally would paint it. And yeah, so let me just have some soft music going on in the background. Nothing too crazy. Okay. All right. So yeah, these will be like pine trees, but if you want to make them into Christmas trees, that's cool too. So I'm using my Holbein watercolors. Oops, sorry. I have my spray bottle. When I use dried paints like this, I always use my spray bottle. I'm probably not going to use all of these colors, but I just like to spritz all of them anyway. Okay. I kind of want to use a pencil to help me just like kind of plan out where my trees are going to go. So I'm going to try to do 6 on each page. So I'll do, maybe I should have done 4. Actually, yeah, now I'm kind of regretting putting too many. So anytime you want to erase anything from your watercolor paper, always use a kneaded eraser. Like, this is my favorite thing. This doesn't, like, you saw that there were no eraser shavings. Like, this is the best thing. So I think I'll just do, let's see. Maybe I'll just do like 4 just straight across. Go with the first one. For this first one, I'm kind of inspired by like how I normally paint leaves. So I'm just kind of taking that like leaf shape and just kind of turning them into like the pine tree. I'm just going to lift up a little bit more of that pencil line. And then if some of these are dried, I'm going to go in there and add another layer, just kind of in between. A little bit of brown for the branch. It's a very tall Christmas tree or a pine tree. Again, I'm not really going for like realism. I'm going more for like illustration style. For this one, I'm going to do something similar, but then have multiple sections. So I'm going to designate the top here. This will be like the first section. This will be the second section. Yeah, these like dots are like super helpful. This will be the third section. And then we'll have the trunk of the tree down here. Again, I'm kind of using that same like idea, but instead of like straight down, I'm going to like have, yeah, sections. like how this is turning out. I'm gonna add some just like darker details just here and there. If it bleeds a little like it is right now, that's okay. Two trees down. Oh, let's go on to the next one. So this one, let's see. Oops, sorry. This one I think I might do more of like your typical type of pine tree where it's like really jaggedy and like maybe a little bit darker. So let me mix up a darker green. So to mix up a darker green, I like to use like the phthalo green. So the phthalo green is usually a very bright, like in your face type of green. Like, look at that. It's usually very bright. I don't ever use this just on its own, like unless I'm doing like an abstract piece and I don't care, you know, like exactly what color it is. But I don't usually use this on its own, like it's just so bright. I always use it for mixing. It's a perfect green for mixing. So if you're, you know, looking for like a new watercolor palette and you're not sure which green you want to get, just get that one and then you can mix it with a bunch of other colors in order to get the green that you might want. Like if you mix this with a yellow, you know, you'll just get a really bright yellow-green color. But my favorite way, or if you mix it with a blue, then you'll get like a beautiful turquoise, teal, aquamarine type of colors. What I like to do with this is mix it with like a burnt umber, and so that's like a dark, like chocolate kind of brown color, or mix it with like burnt sienna, and you'll just get a little bit more like warmer and just darker, deeper green. So that's one of my favorite ways to do it. So I'm gonna take that and then take some burnt umber and mix it in there, and you can already see just how like beautiful, like olive green. Well, this isn't quite olive green just yet. It's more of a pine tree green. That's exactly what we're mixing for. So, all right. So, okay, just moving some stuff around. All right. So just moving my phone because it's always like in the way. Okay. So for this, I'm just gonna do some like jaggedy lines kind of like coming down. And you want to keep it like really, really loose. And that's why I also drew the main trunk line like as best as I could so that I can keep it somewhat even. I think the more jagged, random you are, the more like organic it's actually going to feel. So actually, if you're unsure of how wide you want your you know, your branches, your side branches to be. Again, like just draw some dots. Like for this one, I want to keep it somewhat narrow, so I don't want to go much wider than this. So I'm going to draw just a couple of dots just to keep myself like within the right proportions. I'm going to extend that trunk just a little bit further. I'm going to stop my leaves right about there. As I get lower, I'm going to create like more like green areas, like more splotches, because it's going to look more dense. So I'm just using the side of my brush to kind of, you know, show that. And this is just the first layer, so I can obviously go in there more if I need to touch up anything. So I like this so far as my first layer. Now I'm going to go in there with some more browns and paint the trunk. Mix just a little bit more burnt umber into that green for an even darker, thicker green. Remove the excess water from my brush. And then the green layer is like basically dry, so I'm gonna just add some shadows to the bottom of some of my leaf clusters or branch clusters, whatever you want to call them. So this is obviously a slightly more like realistic looking. There you go. So you can use this technique for any shape as well, right? So you can have it, you know, like curling upwards. You can have a much fuller looking tree. Like there's so much you can do with this. And if you want to, you can add also snow on top. Now to paint snow, we're actually not going to paint white because our paper is already white, right? So it'll be kind of hard to tell. So what you can do instead, I mean, I probably should have done that before I painted the leaves, but anyway, what you can do is actually use a very, very light blue or a very, very light, maybe even purple, and then just paint right on top of those leaves so that the blue or the purple is like the shadow of the snow. So it's kind of like carving out the white instead of putting the white on the paper. So it's a really cool technique. And with watercolors, yeah, you almost have to work backwards. So it takes a little bit more planning and thinking. So obviously I did not plan for that, but that's why I wanted to explain what you can do. My tree's looking a little crooked, so I'm going to add some more branches going this way. And make the trunk a little wider so that it doesn't look so crooked. Okay. All right, let's do one more type where it's like, you know, maybe sorry, I keep like going through videos, or not videos, but like I was like going through pins on Pinterest just for like inspiration, and I keep forgetting to mute the sound on those videos. Anyway, let's see. Well, I kind of like this, but maybe I'll do one where it's a little bit fuller and like almost like your typical type of pine tree. So let's do that. So I'll stick with that same color. I'm just gonna mix a little bit more of it. So some more of that phthalo green. Again, this is not a great color if you're into painting nature, but it's a great mixing color. Great for mixing. It's also great for mixing because it's a single pigment color, meaning that you know, it's not gonna like really muddy up your colors because it doesn't have a ton of other pigments in it. A lot of greens have multiple pigments because green is a secondary color, so usually you see yellow or blue mixed into the green, you know, to make green, obviously. But yeah, but this is a pure single pigment green, so it's perfect for something like mixing. All right. So for this, let's do something between this and this. So let me see. Let me use my pencil again to kind of like draw out dots so that I know how large to make my tree. I'm gonna do like short here, and then maybe this one will come further out. This will come out even further out like that. So it'll look like a really full tree. And again, these dots just kind of help me like center and keep my proportions. Granted that the line is a little bit off center, but not a huge deal. Smart thing would have been to use a ruler. But sometimes I'm a little lazy. I've realized that about myself, and I'm okay with that. Again, I'm just kind of like using quick strokes. And you might want to like connect some of them. Make sure to also use like multiple values. Okay, so that's like the basis. This is a very furry, fuzzy looking pine tree. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in there and add some like stray branches. Some of this first layer is still pretty wet, and that's okay. Just kind of helping to fill in the gaps. Super furry, super fuzzy. I don't know why furry comes to mind, but it seriously looks like a furry tree. It makes me think of hold on, I want to make this trunk even thicker, right? Because it's such a big tree. All right, what do you guys think? Yeah, just really simple pine trees. And you can do this, you know, all sorts of different ways as well, right? You can change out the colors on these. You can do something more like bluish green or dark forest green if you want, or you can swap these two greens, right? You can even do non-green colors too, right? Who says Christmas trees have to be green? They can be pink, they can be purple, they can be orange for all we care. So yeah, just have fun. That's really the most important thing in a, you know, watercolor practice like this. So really just have fun with it. I think I'm just gonna add like little, should I add leaves around it or just leave it as is? I don't know, I can't decide. But I think I'm gonna go back in here and just add some more darker details. So I'm gonna mix up that phthalo green and the burnt umber again, just for like the deepest, darkest green. Okay. And like right here in the middle, like where it kind of meets the trunk, I'm going to add just a couple more. I know some of you are, well, I know I am, but if you also want to explore with like color pencil, I think just like outlining some of these leaves might be really cute. Or for the trunk, instead of watercolor, you could use color pencils or like the water soluble crayons that I have from Caran d'Ache. Yeah, there's so much more. Obviously, these trees look a little bit wonky because I did not use a ruler, but you know, again, for a sketchbook practice like this, like let's not sweat that small stuff, you know, like why do we have to make sure everything is perfect? So yeah. Hi Sherry, you love pine trees. You bought your house because there was a row of pine trees along the property line. Then we planted a blue spruce. Oh my gosh, a blue spruce is a beautiful tree. Ugh, yeah, the birds love it. Oh, I'm sure they love like feeling safe inside, and yeah, and then using all the pines for their nest. That's so cool. Thanks for sharing, Sherry. Yeah, I really like these. I haven't really painted pine trees in a while, so I'm really happy with them. Yeah, if you try this out, please let me know. Tag me at Audrey Ra Design. I'm on Facebook, you know, Instagram, TikTok, all of those places. Or if you post videos on YouTube, yeah, please let me know too. And then use the hashtag #PaintWithAudrey so that I can see your stuff. Although I heard on Instagram they're getting rid of like being able to follow hashtags. So are they even relevant anymore? I don't even know. Social media is a whole nother beast that I still have yet to truly understand. I don't know how people who do social media for a living like keep up with everything. Oh my God. All right, that was a total tangent. Anyway, thank you. Okay, let me just quickly get my screenshot. So let me hold this up. Yay. Oh, wait, Should I hold it up like this? All right, there's my screenshot. Yeah, thank you everyone for being here. I'm just gonna set this aside to dry. Again, yeah, I won't be live next Monday because of what I shared in the beginning. I don't want to say it again, so just rewind to the beginning if you want to know. Yeah, just wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much. Just kidding, just kidding. Eat whatever you want. I'm always a fan of like non-traditional Thanksgiving food. So at church yesterday, we had our Thanksgiving luncheon, and I mean, we don't do turkey, but we just do like chicken and ham, and then all the other like regular stuff like green bean casserole, corn, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, all of that, right? But then because I'm Korean American, I grew up always eating like kimchi on the side. We always had to have a side of kimchi. And then we always had a side of japchae, which is a glass noodle dish with like shredded carrots and other veggies and usually beef. So I always had that. And then if we did have turkey, it was like this, it was like the smallest turkey ever, you know, because it was not the main event. The main event was just being able to just get together as a family or with friends and just enjoy each other's company. So I think that's really what it's about, you know. So yeah, I've always loved Friendsgiving. I started doing that probably in college. And then even as a young adult, we tried to do that. And so for Friendsgiving, we usually just bring whatever our favorite dish is. So I usually bring like a roll of, or a tray of kimbap, which is like rolled sushi. So it has the seaweed on the outside, the rice and the fish on the inside. So that's probably, I don't make it. I just, I order from a catering company, but that's a popular dish to bring. And yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do for Thanksgiving this year. I think one of John's aunts, well, he only has one aunt, but she's going to make something and then we're going to bring a dessert. My brother's also coming and he's going to bring a side dish. And then I do have something on Saturday with Chef Julie Yoon. Make sure to check her out on YouTube. And I have no idea what we're going to bring on Saturday, so we'll figure it out. Anyway, yeah, thank you again so much for being here. I really do appreciate just the community that, you know, we have here. And yeah, just keep me and our family in your thoughts and prayers this week and next Monday, and actually even through next week too, because I'm sure once Aslan is actually gone, like then that's when like the really deep grief will set in, and I don't know how I'm going to deal. And yeah, so yeah, just keep us in your thoughts and prayers. And I know it'll get better. Like I know it'll be okay. But we're just kind of like in the thick of it right now. Yeah, I'm even wearing a cat shirt because I wanted to remember Aslan. In a weird way, like having Rocket has been very like healing, I think is the word. I like Rocket is just so different from Aslan, like in you know in all the right ways, and I love them both. You know, they're both so unique and so different, but yeah, but I love them both. But yeah, having Rocket has been super helpful because even like just today, he's been wanting to sleep next to Aslan, even though Aslan doesn't like it. But Rocket has been trying to like get closer to Aslan and like sleep at least on the same couch as him or on the same bed, but on opposite sides. You know, it's almost like Rocket, maybe he senses something and he wants to keep Aslan company. So even just seeing that has just been really like touching my heart, and like just showing that, yeah, we'll be okay as a family. And Rocket is such a good cat, and Aslan has lived a good life and all of that. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Yeah, again, happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. I will see you guys on December 9th. Okay? All right. Bye.